to the T. Thank you once again for stopping by and checking out what I have to say today. So, what I'm going to try to do from here on out is I'm trying to ease my way off of the visa platform. Only reason being is because me and my husband are coming to the end of our visa journey for this time period. So in the meantime, I'm trying to add some more ideas and videos to my channel that branch off from the visa topics. However, I am here to always answer your questions, your concerns, to help you out with your paperwork. I also will add my email address over here to the side because a couple of you have been asking for that. Once again, thank you. Thank you, and hello to my new subscribers. This video is going to be a quick Q&A so that I can put all the questions that I have got, or most of the questions that I was able to jot down along the way about the visa process and how our process is going. All of the questions that I have gotten so far will be in this video. I haven't figured out what to name the segment. I have noticed that most YouTubers name their segments. So I was thinking along the lines as talking with T or tea time, but everything sounds corny. So I haven't came up with that yet, but I promise that is coming soon. So as far as the questions, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. The first question that I had was, did you file yourself? For those that don't know, press pause. Right in the middle, right? Go on back a couple videos to see the visa journey that me and my husband have been on for the last, I don't know, it'll be a whole year next month. So check those videos out, then come back, and if I don't answer your questions in those or in this one, drop your questions down below. So yes, I decided to file on my own. I have a cousin that went through this maybe 6 years now. 6 years ago, she went through with her husband, and she was able to file the paperwork, get everything in order, and he's been here for 6 years now. So she really helped me build up the courage to go ahead and take this on my own. On top of that, who has money to pay another person to do work that you can do yourself? Yeah, I understand it may take some burden off of you, or if you're a little bit too busy here and there, that helping or having a lawyer help you file would help. But to be honest, the stories that I've seen and some of the people that I've talked to who have used lawyers, something goes wrong or they're still denied anyway. So I believe that it really doesn't matter who files your paperwork as long as everything is in the paperwork that our government requires. And who better to do than but yourself? So yes, I did file our paperwork on my own along with my husband's help and my cousin. Next question is, can I use the expired paperwork? I didn't know the paperwork was expired or even had an expiration date because I filed February of last year. Now there is a expiration date in the top right hand corner of the I-130 paperwork. I didn't have this answer when I posted the original paperwork because I didn't have to look at it. However, it was a comment that came up. So upon looking further, and I did post this information in my last video, but I will reiterate it in this one. Upon looking further, making phone calls, hitting up my visa journey colleagues and asking questions on there, that is not an expiration date for the paperwork itself. That is an internal expiration date for the actual USCIS departments, one of the departments. So the paperwork you are still able to use as long as you're getting this paperwork directly from the USCIS's website, then you're fine. Next question we have is, how many times did you visit your husband? So long story short, I've known my husband for a little bit over 10 years. I first met him in 2007. Since 2007, so that was my first trip. Since then, I have visited 3 more times, going on yearly missions trips for the last 3 years. 4 times total, and twice after we got married. So 2 times after we got married, 4 times total. And yeah, it does play a factor into the paperwork, because I know that was another question. I did not write that down though, so I do apologize. But as far as how many times you visit, that trip is not, it's not cheap. That is not a cheap trip at all. So yes, I do recommend that you at least visit once or twice before you actually file your paperwork, because the USCIS and the NVC and whoever else is looking at your paperwork will look into that. Are you making the sacrifices to go over there? Your financial stability also plays a factor in you being able to travel over there or being able to sponsor them here. So yeah, it is a lot to think about. I wouldn't say overdo yourself by trying to go 50 million times in 1 year and then put yourself in a hole. But at least try to go 2 to 3 times if possible, and then file from there. That way you guys know for sure you have enough evidence built up in order to file your paperwork. Okay, next question is, how long did it take? This question was in regards to the length of time between our submission of the I-130 and our approval of our petition. I mailed it off. It was accepted. That's the first notice that you receive. And then exactly 199 days after that first notice from the USCIS, we received our I-130 approval. That's not the visa approval, that's just the petition approval. So we were approved to continue on with our journey. After the approval, it took 4 weeks to receive our information from the NVC. After that, after we received the information from the NVC, it took me about a month to gather all the paperwork up and everything. It could have taken way shorter time than that. However, I had just came back from Ghana. I was trying to get back into the swing of things over here, and I had just found out that I was pregnant. So all of those things on top of one another slowed me down enormously. So after finally sending everything in October, so that was 2 months after we received the information, I did have a little issue with the way that my paperwork was turned on the NVC website. So I had to take care of that first before they completed our case. So after finally sending that back off at the end of October, we got the case complete on November the 7th. So the case complete from the NVC getting our paperwork took 2 months. After the case complete, our interview notification took another 2 months. And thankfully, we are now coming down to the wire with Benjamin's interview being in February. So yeah, so a whole year. It has taken the full 12 months through the process. Of course, many others vary. Some may take longer. Some are extremely way shorter. It honestly depends on your country and your situation. So yeah, that's it for that question. Moving on to the next one is, why did we choose the CR1 visa versus the K1 visa? And long story short, for me, the biggest thing was the price. The price. You're going to spend at least $1,500 more filing the K1 visa than you are with the CR1. And that's because with the K1 visa, you have additional steps. The CR1 visa, after the approval, then you are able, well, your spouse is able to come over as a conditional resident or a non-conditional resident, depending on how long you were married. Me and my husband have been married less than 2 years, so he's coming over on a conditional green card, prayerfully once everything gets approved. And he is then, once he gets his green card, able to apply for a social security card, able to work, and then, start our lives together here in the States. With the K1, you come here before you're married. You have 90 days to get married here, and then you start filing more paperwork in order to get your green card. So yeah, the plus side of the K1 is your spouse gets to be here with you throughout the whole thing. I would have wanted nothing more than that, but you know, being honest with ourselves and our finances, and then a new baby on top of it. Now I'm very thankful that we chose the way we did, and I wouldn't do anything different. So definitely CR1 in our case. Of course, you decide what works better for you and your spouse when you guys get to that step. Someone asked me, how did I pass the time? A whole year. Honestly, we knew it was going to be a wait. I had already planned on it at least being 8 to 10 months. Because at the time that I filed, that was the estimated time of the approvals and how everything was going. Just give yourself some cushion. And what I would say is don't put a timeline on it. Especially with everything that's going over here in the States with our government and everything. It's extremely unpredictable when things will get done, if they will get done. If certain parts of the government are going to be shut down. Like, there's just so many factors feeding into the timetables right now. So what I tried not to do was put myself or our paperwork on a timer. Of course, with people consistently asking you, how's it going? How much longer does he have? And you just have to be patient through those questions, because these people don't know. They don't know. They don't have an idea what you're going through. But the way that I passed my time was me and my husband speak every day. FaceTime, Facebook, messaging, phone calls, as long as we stayed in communication. I also have a 7-year-old daughter that keeps me extremely busy and on my toes. Stayed active, had her in sports. I stayed active in church. And then I also joined Visa Journey, which has helped me tremendously, because everyone, well, not everyone, but you'll find people in your situation or coming from the same country, and you build friendships and relationships from there. And it just gives you something to look forward to. After you're seeing this person and that person go to their interview and get approved and everything, then you're just thinking, you know, I'm next, we're next, it's coming. And that's how you get through it. 2018 flew by, just like the year before that and the year before that. I just thank God that we were able to make it this far, and that we're still holding on strong and coming to the end. So definitely prayer over everything has helped with my sanity through this process, and with getting past the time, or helping the time pass by me. Yeah, it's another journey, which will be another video. So I will end this here, closing this up with that last question. If I missed you, please make sure you comment below or send an email, which will also be linked down below in my description box. I have another Q&A for you to come and look into as I start branching off from the visa journey. There were a lot of personal questions about our relationship and who am I? Who is the T? So I want to get to fill you guys in on that as well, and then hopefully build on from there. So stay tuned, stay connected. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment so that you can stay up to date. Make sure you hit the bell so you get the notifications as well. Once again, thank you for watching the tea.